Good morning, afternoon, evening, gentlemen, ladies. We've got another Metabreakers podcast coming at you always Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with your hosts. Looking good, as always. We have DracoCatt with a nice, oh my god, tank top, hats, muscles, new headphones. Oh, he's a new man. The other side of him, on the other side of me, we've got the DmoneyGames. In the void of darkness, which he crumbles when he loses the priest versus priest matchup, but he will be reborn again today when he does his qualifiers right after this podcast, so you got to stay tuned for that as well. You got DmoneyGames over there looking good as always, and you have me currently with a headache battling it fiercely. Nanobots are at their finest, but they're currently losing the epic battle. You have me, Warshack, the worst one of them all.
Yes.
Good. What is it? Weekend, gentlemen. How's it going? Hello, chat. Hopefully everybody's doing well.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, I don't have the tattoos out like Draco. I'm gonna get tattoos one day, not yet. But Draco's flexing. He got a new tattoo the other day, and he's just showing off the collection. You know,
The collection, dude. It's like a strategic thing. Okay, when you get tattooed, you don't want to put a shirt or fabric over top of it, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, it was.
This is true.
Yeah.
No, I'm digging it.
One tattoo experience.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the kindness.
Yeah.
This is the meta.
Welcome, guys, to the podcast. We're gonna talk about the new core set today. Like what classes are getting, what classes are losing, what classes are gaining, and we're just gonna breeze over the meta today. So I mean, just looking at the meta, just seeing quickly if anything really changed too much. You guys notice anything too different? I don't know.
I mean, I
weird.
can compare it. I think it looks kind of the same, right?
I mean, it's just so strange seeing Paladin up there. I mean, they've been doing so bad, and to see them all make it all the way to number 1 this week, it's just so strange. Such a hard deck.
I mean, I think they've been on the top for the past like 3 weeks, right? 4 weeks.
They've been on the top for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Forever.
That was
beginning
a pure
of time.
sarcasm.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
we're just
God.
gonna breeze over the meta today, guys. I mean, nothing's really changed with it. The more exciting stuff is the core set, and also we're gonna try to keep this this podcast a little shorter today because I do have qualifiers to play in starting at 2 o'clock. So planning on ending right around that. So let's go into this this core set here. So if you guys have not heard, Hearthstone's getting a core set, which is it's like a rotating set, and it's like a rotating basic and classic set that everybody gets for free. And these are the cards. We're gonna go over the cards that the classes are keeping, that they're gaining / just keeping in the core set, and like what the important stuff is, and maybe a little bit of what they're losing as well. And yeah, so
Yo, click the first one, the 2/2. Click her. Yes. This is a card that Demon Hunter needed. We had a charge minion, but we never had a charge with lifesteal. So since we can combine this with Il'gynoth for a 2-mana, deal 4 to our opponent's face and bring it back, this card is probably going to be good. And she looks really awesome too. You know, she lost her parent. Her backstory is super brutal. Definitely Google it. There you go. That's what I have to say about this card. Needed. We needed this. Yes.
yeah, I mean, it's a good card.
She's not
For
Twin
sure.
Slice, but
It doesn't really seem overpowered, so I'm not really like too, like, it's good. And like charge, a lot of in this core set, like there's like they took away charge from Stone Tusk Boar, they took away charge from Bluegill Warrior. So charge is actually like a rare kind of thing to see nowadays. Or
it's exclusive to
Yeah.
class legendaries now because the charge minions
True.
are now limited to Kanye, Corvas. That's what we're gonna call her. It's pronounced that way.
what?
And there's King Crush and Alakir. All class legendaries. So I think that's chill, you know, like You can't like build a deck with multiple charge minions. It's cool,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it limits the the chance that they have it, right? It's not like they can play 2 copies of Korokron in their deck and like the likelihood of them having it is high, right? But with only one of them, it's not as feel bad against to lose post.
Or maybe that's the concept. They remove the old charge minions so they can print new ones. Because that actually does make sense. Like maybe they want to print more charge minions, but they didn't want to allow there to be a certain amount. So you could put them all in your deck. But now they're like, okay, we can print like a neutral charge minion and the set or something like that. I don't know, man. Probably not, right? But
I don't really want charge minions now.
I know you don't, but some people like it.
I'm glad we don't see the line hopper here with Bloodthorn. I feel like that would be kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, like if you could get her for cheap.
Oh.
Yes.
Like if she reduced the cost, yeah. I feel like
that would be good.
You would definitely play this chick in that deck though, because she it's like a good card because you can play it offensively and defensively, right? You know, like if you need to make a value trade, cool, you heal 2. If you don't have much to do with the last 2 mana in your turn, maybe just develop this, throw it into their face, heal a little bit. Maybe trade it into a 1/2. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just an overall good card.
Yeah.
And it's really not like that scary. Like, sure you could like put it back to your hand, do it again. It's kind of like Penflinger in that kind of way. But you have to play an Outcast card.
The effect.
You have to play. Wait, what? You don't care about the effect? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, no. Normally, like it's just a good card, and then like if you do find yourself in a situation where you're like, okay, I'll bring it back. I'll use it again. You know, like
I mean, we don't know what they're coming out with in the set. There could be some stuff like some cheap Outcast cards that actually work very well with it. I have no idea what could really come of it, but I don't know. I think this card is just good. Like when I saw Il'gynoth, that's. Like, when they first revealed Il'gynoth, I immediately went to Twitter, and I said, this is going to be a problem. Can't wait for it. And lo and behold, it is. But this one, I don't know. I don't see it being a problem. I just think it's a very good card. And,
it's cool.
Yeah.
I like cards like this.
I'm happy for you,
it's
Draco.
Not like,
yeah.
It's nice, cool. Fun shit. All right. We can move on. Sorry.
Well, now I just closed it.
I-beam sticking around. I think that's a pretty big Demon Hunter staple. It's in their like main kit, and wow, I used it all the time when I was tanking. Fun ability. We like that shit.
Oh yeah, dude. The Warglaives being cheaper is really exciting for me.
Yeah, so
I love that card. And
so there are cards in here, everybody that's watching or listening, that were changed as well. So one example is Warglaives going to 5 mana instead of 6 mana. And,
but didn't it lose a durability?
It did.
Yes.
It did. Yeah. So it's no longer a 3/4. It's a 3/3. But I think it's probably still good because you have that extra swing that you get off the last one anyway. So like if you needed to remove 3 minions, you still get to go face after you hit the 3rd minion, like because that's the way they work. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like it's probably still worth it because you could still like smack a minion, and then with even if you don't have the weapon left, you still get to carry all the attack forward. So.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new card here.
Prime.
Yeah.
New card here. Illidari
Inquisitor.
Dude, it looks like a Dementor King. I love it. But yeah, everyone who thinks this card is super broken is being very optimistic about there being a new archetype. And I don't know if everyone realizes that. Like, yes, it is better than King Crush. But when was the last time people played King Crush? Like not attached to brand. And Demon Hunter cares about running Skull of Gul'dan. And anything more than that, like, ruins the whole draw package of the deck. So if this works, that's exciting. But it's a really strong thing. It's a strong thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is strong.
It doesn't fit in anything we know.
Especially if you reduce it with the Raging Fell Screamer, then it does become a lot stronger. But I mean, this is really only dealing with the board, and in the past, Demon Hunter does go face primarily, or like they want to smack the opponent's face for a lot. So if you're slowing down, especially with 8 mana or like 9 mana, because you have to attack as well, then it might not be so good. I mean, you're gonna clear something, you're gonna have a decent sized guy on the board maybe, but that's your whole turn pretty much. So it might not be as good as everybody's thinking, but it does still seem good. I mean, it's not bad, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a big chunky demon boy.
It could be good.
But
yes.
if there's a way to give Demon Hunter Wind Fury at all, the double attack will lead this to possibly be like OTK potential. So like the first thing you think of is like, how would you give Demon Hunter the ability to attack twice with its weapon? And that would be through Zephyrus giving you a Doom Hammer or the
shaman
that's pretty much
chick,
it, right? Yeah,
the shaman
the
chick.
shaman chick, which
Yeah.
yeah.
She gives your hero +2 attack and Wind Fury. So
Yeah, so those are the only two ways. Zephyrus is rotating. The other one's a shaman card that, Demon Hunter
Demon
can't
Hunter's
make.
not
So as
supposed
long
to
as they
have
don't
Wind
have
Fury, Rob.
access.
that's not supposed to
What?
happen. It's not supposed to happen. Like,
I know,
if
I'm
that
just saying
happens,
if there's
it's really
a way,
fucked up.
all of a sudden there's like OTK potential.
I hope that doesn't
So.
happen. That sounds disgusting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't like where your head's at, Rob. I think you
We don't
I think you
just-
do have a
I'm
headache
thinking.
today.
I'm just thinking of how this card becomes broken. Currently, it's good. It's
just
not
had some
great,
coffee,
but it's
bro.
fun.
Oh my god. I hope Wind Fury cannot be obtained in Demon Hunter, even as a Demon Hunter player, because that just sounds like I would hate that.
Nothing else too crazy for Demon Hunter. They do keep a lot of good cards here, it looks like, but Draco is saying that they lose some important cards as well.
Yeah, like Twin Slice, Blade Dance, Consume Magic. Those cards. Those are the ones that people play a lot. Cards like the Netherwalker, I believe. She's disappearing. A whole bunch of
Yes.
cards no one cares about, Gnar Glavesmith looks good though. That card looks sweet. Right there. The 3-mana 3/2 Outcast. Give your hero +3 attack this turn. It's decent.
He's not a 3/3.
Yeah, that would be
Yes.
a little bit too strong. At least he has like the cultist neophyte body, where you can just easily ping it down. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like flexible. You can use it defensively. You can use it offensively. You can like hit a minion with it. I don't know. I imagine it'll probably be pretty good in some form of aggressive deck, which is like all of them usually. So sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the core set a lot. They did a great job with like the buffing and the nerfing, or like just like all the changes they made to a lot of the cards, and like even the new additions, like they don't seem overpowered and everything, which is great. They just seem like good and just fun, I guess. Yeah, like I'll link a page in chat if you want to check it out for yourself. But I really do like a lot of the changes, and we're gonna get into more of the changes now. But really happy with it so far. I mean, here's one right here. Cenarius got a buff, and this is like exactly. Yeah, this is what
I didn't even notice that.
this is exactly what Hearthstone needed, was cards that weren't played, or like under cards that weren't like as good as everything else, just blatantly and underplayed. They needed a buff, and like they needed to do this like cyclically.
I do not know what word you're looking for,
Like-
so I can't help.
like part of a cycle. like
cyclically.
it's cyclically, right? I think that's actually how you fucking. I don't know, bro.
Does anyone in chat know what word he's trying to say? Because I don't.
No, it's like if something is like cycling, then you say like it's cyclical, right? But
I think that was
I'm saying
you
cyclically.
got. I think you got it that time. Yeah.
I don't
just
know. Maybe I'm
keep-
making up a
keep
word.
Cyclically. You got it.
Thank you,
Easy.
chat. Yeah, but this is what Hearthstone has needed for a long time, because there's just so many cards that weren't played and just blatantly not as good as other cards. So they needed a buff, and this is like perfect. So cards like Cenarius that haven't seen the day, haven't seen the light of day in a long time. Now it's getting a new life, and it still might be shit, but it's actually kind of
Less
all right.
shit.
So yeah.
I mean, 9 mana was just so much, like, in comparison to, like, what we can do now. Like, for 9 mana, the difference between Cenarius and Ysera, like, it's like, it's a joke, right? Like, what you get from Ysera versus Cenarius still at 9 mana. Why would you ever play this card? So at 8 mana, you you have some competition to like play it, even though it's only 1 mana. It's it could make it playable in some sort of token deck or choose one deck in the future, maybe.
Yeah, I mean it's not a huge change, but like it's still it could find its way into something now that it's
Ancient
8
of
mana.
War, unchanged. That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sucks.
I don't even know why that card's in the game still, but
Yeah, I think they didn't like Force of Nature, Ancient of War, and Innervate all unchanged. Like, why?
Yeah, who's gonna play Ancient of Lore ever?
That's really sad. In the game though, they're so cool. They're like big ass trees that like stomp around. They look so cool. And then like in Hearthstone, they're just like pathetic. Mark of the Wild though, give a minion 2/3 instead of 2/2. I don't know how much that'll change, but it's now a competitive buff at 2 mana instead of just being like something you would almost never pick.
yeah, it's actually pretty
Good.
nice change. Yeah.
That makes like the 1/2 curve like for like a deck in general just very powerful. Like if they get like Enchanted Raven on 1 into it turns into a 4/5 on 2, and that's solid.
With taunt.
Yeah, with taunt. Yeah, it's fucking solid.
The Nordrazzle Druid card also is fairly interesting, given the fact that she reduces the next spell you cast this turn by 3, meaning you're basically paying 1 mana for her. You get a 1 mana 3/5, which is pretty good. If fits into whatever deck she fits in, we don't know yet.
And she's
Her
beautiful.
effect is very strong.
Look at that art, man. What a babe.
Yeah, she's growing some tree thing.
She's like the kind of druid you bring home to meet your mom. I've been
Aw.
saying this.
Okay, so
Alright.
Draco's into Night Elves. But yes,
You heard it here.
this card, yeah, it does seem pretty good. This is a card that like kind of embodies like the druid class identity, right? It's kind of similar. Like if you've played like Magic the Gathering type games, like I used to play a game called Force of Will, and like the green kind of faction or whatever, like that's kind of what druid is, and like they want to like kind of ramp up and play minions that make their spells cheaper, stuff like that. Like just like cards that deal with mana and like I don't even know how.
Yeah, manipulation of mana.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is like earth elements and fucking forest shit, which is mana-y. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
Soul of the Forest unchanged. Nourish unchanged. Like,
yeah. I mean, there's still. I mean, Soul of the Forest is still played right now. Nourish is still played as well. Still
yeah,
decent
but like
cards.
I either wanted to see new cards for the slots or cards that we have changed. Those are the 2 things I wanted to happen for almost every class. And Demon Hunter had a lot of changes in it. This seems pretty not changed, to be honest. We've had like 4 changes. We have Sonaris, Mark, Pounce, Raven, Druid, Lady, Feral Rage. 5 cards out of
you also have the Menagerie
I
Warden
expected more.
as well.
That's a wild card.
I forgot to scroll down.
Yeah, I mean, there's a decent amount for each class. I don't know if Demon Hunter necessarily had more.
Druid of the Claw got buffed.
I see that.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
that's true.
A 5/4 with Rush, not charge.
Yeah,
Would you consider that a nerf?
maybe.
Nah, definitely a buff. This card hasn't seen play since like classic Hearthstone. It's been a
I played him
long
in
time.
Beast Druid back when.
It's been a long time. So still probably not good enough, but it's at least probably halfway decent if you get it randomly, at least, you know?
Yeah, 5/6 with taunt is
It's probably not
always
good.
pretty good.
Before we go on to
I mean,
Hunter,
in a beast deck, he's good.
Maybe you're right.
yeah, I think a beast deck actually might be viable. You got Menagerie Warden here that's coming back, and there is a new Druid Beast that's actually very good.
Mm-hmm. He's got Frenzy on him too.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the card. I don't know where it is, but really good Druid Beast coming, so this is kind of scary with it. Could see a Beast Druid arise. They still Do they lose Wing Guardian? Is that a beast? That's a beast. Right?
Yeah, they lost it. That was from
Okay.
the mini set in Galakrond's Awakening. He's gone. Thank God.
And Risky Skipper. Oh, thank God.
Yep.
Yeah.
From the same shit.
Also,
Beast.
they brought back landscaping, so definitely treants aren't going anywhere. There's no way that they would keep landscaping and keep like Soul of the Forest and Force of Nature if treants weren't going to be a continuous package in Druid, in my opinion.
Yeah, that does seem
don't
kind of
think they would.
intentional.
So I mean,
Rob, you're right.
Druid is losing Savage Roar, which is a big deal for a deck like that.
Well, they have other buffing cards. I honestly think that's healthy, especially with Solar. Like, what is it, Lunar or Solar? Whatever one that doubles the spells. I think that's a healthy way out. It gives it room for other stuff.
I mean, Solar Eclipse is really, really strong. And I think Solar Eclipse plus Savage Roar together in the game existing is way too good. So I'm glad they lost one of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's part
Wanna
of the
get into
reason.
Hunter?
Savage Roar is a
Sure.
cheese.
It is a cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe Lock and Load is coming back. It's because they brought that card back during the Doom in the Tomb event and no one played it still. But they brought it back and made
played
it
it.
cheaper.
I played it.
It's so fun.
It is.
They
so
really
much
want
fun.
they really want us to use that card. For sure.
It's so fun.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
I love.
But it's fun.
I hate Hunter. Hunter has always been my least favorite class until Demon Hunter. But Lock and Load was like that was one of the Hunter decks that I'll play. Like Spell Hunter with Rock to
Well, Yogg and Load, baby.
Oh my god. Lock
Yeah,
and Load.
Yogg and Load.
Yeah.
With Rocktalar and Yogg and stuff. I mean, it was just
Such a
fun.
fun deck.
like it wasn't super competitive, but it just felt like your opponent was just as confused as you were. So that was always a good time.
Yeah,
sounds
Lock
pretty
and
fun.
Load being changed to 1 mana actually makes it like seem pretty good. Not gonna lie. It's still like you still as a hunter, like it's hard to really slow down because you don't really have too much healing and you need to usually be on the aggressive side or just keep the board. So but that's why 2 mana for this card was so bad because it's a lot of your mana. Like you want to be developing something every turn. And I don't know, this actually kind of seems promising, especially with like the tracking change as well. That
Yes.
Tracking just doesn't feels bad now.
No,
That's
yeah,
the
it feels
correct way to
great.
say it. It
Yes.
never feels bad.
And I wonder if that's because decks now, like normally thinning your deck would be a fantastic thing, right? Like you get to discover or pick a card off the top, one of the 3, and then the cards get lost, and then it just thins your deck to like other things that synergize with whatever you picked. But now we're in a state of Hearthstone where like losing certain cards from your deck just kind of ruin like huge parts of like combos that you have. So that's probably why this feels good, right? Is because you get to keep those cards that you're in your deck and you don't thinning out your deck may in fact not just be a great thing anymore. You just kind of want everything, right? Like why would this feel better?
I mean, thinning out your deck is usually like only bad in like a control versus control matchup because you want to watch out for fatigue. But like otherwise, like thinning out your deck is super good if you have the mana for it. Especially
at the same time, it changes the whole way you play the card though, because like beforehand you didn't play tracking when you had like 1 mana left because you just wanted to thin your deck out. You like usually kept tracking in your hand so that you could find something specific when you knew exactly what you needed to find off the tracking to make a difference in the game. But now with that, you can prepare ahead of time. So it's like, okay, I play a 2 mana card on turn 3. I have 1 mana left over. I'll play tracking with it to find the card for turn 4. And I mean, that doesn't feel bad anymore. Where like beforehand, you would think like, okay, I don't really know if I want to thin my deck out yet and get rid of stuff early in the game because I don't know what I'm going to need. But
yeah, I get you. Yeah,
now
there's no downside to it right now.
yeah, no punish. You can just fit it in.
Which is weird because we'd always view thinning deck as good. So it's just weird to think about.
Yeah.
But there were situations where you did want to get rid of some cards in your deck, like bombs, but bombs will be rotating.
Yeah.
That's super situational though. And yeah.
But yeah, tracking right now, and this new selective breeder card, discovering a copy of a beast in your deck. These are very synergistic with the fact that Dire Frenzy is coming back for Hunter, which is a big thing.
Very big. And Hatchet.
Yeah, super cool. Bear Shark is like my favorite ever. But the craziest thing is like the ultimate like nut with Bear Shark was Bear Shark into Houndmaster. But Houndmaster is Dunzo's. He is gone. So now you just got Bear Shark, but with no Houndmaster to back him up. So I'm excited to see how he can be like, you know, utilized better in this set, you know?
Yeah, they're definitely
Crackling
pushing.
Raisin Raw made him good.
Definitely pushing for like a beast hunter, which is really a good archetype to me. I don't know. I like mid-rangey kind of decks. The only decks I don't like are aggressive and combo decks, which is like all we see in the meta right now. But I like mid-range and control decks, and this would be a hunter deck that I would actually play, like a mid-rangey kind of hunter. And that's like one of the hunter decks that I used to love. So really cool to see Beasts get some love again. I know they lose Kill Command and Unleash the Hound, but
Quick Shot's face hunter support too, though. You know,
that's true.
Yeah.
Not thrilled about that card coming
back. The
back.
animation's awesome. Quick Shot's animation's cool though.
Guys, I don't love face hunter. I just got to point the stuff out sometimes. You know, like
yeah.
Mage
got some interesting stuff.
Yeah, let's do Mage. I love the legendary. But I also think it's really confusing. I don't want to get into this too much because we have to cover a lot in a short amount of time. But they got rid of cards like Echo and in Enrage. They got rid of keywords like that, and then they're printing shit like Mancrick and Age Win, where it says things like Death Rattle. The next minion you draw inherits these powers, which is super vague and like there's no definition of what that means. We can only assume. So it's crazy that they're putting keywords like inherit the powers into the game when they were like not able to play things like Enrage. Sorry. The end.
Yeah, it's interesting wording, right? I don't think it passes on other buffs, but I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think it would do that because that sounds just overly broken. If you could just like buff this card for like another +2 spell power, it dies, it has 4, and then the next minion inherits 4. I mean, that just seems outrageous.
The effect is crazy sounding because like the Death Rattle pops, you don't draw a minion next, like you draw a spell, but then it says the next minion you draw. So that means the following minion that you potentially draw the next turn gets it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what your next card is. It's just whatever the next minion is gets it. Yeah.
That's not normal. We don't have cards that have tutor like or passing effects that with cards that aren't in your hand.
Well, Mage does now. It's the passing of power. It's like Jedi's.
It's cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that Mage. I'm glad that like a class besides Demon Hunter is getting a unique effect now. And this is, I mean, it's not like the biggest effect, but like it's
cool.
actually.
Well, I mean,
it's actually
it
good.
Kind of is,
it is
because you have cards like Caldera Drake coming back. Because now your hero power does 3.
Well, no. That doesn't affect that. The spell damage? No.
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, wait, yes, yeah, you're right. For some reason, I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
Coffee.
I just imagine lab recruiters with that effect on it just being horrible. You know, like Cone of Cold, shooting stars, doing like 5 damage each because you're playing a lab recruiter that's giving +3 spell damage. So every one of those is like a 4-mana ping. Stuff like that is probably what.
Yeah, this is an auto include in like any burn mage deck, just because you don't even lose out on really anything because it's a 5/5 and has 2. Like the card itself is good already, like with just the spell damage. And then the fact that if they don't silence it, which silence is really hard to get nowadays, so if they don't silence it, then the effect's just gonna keep going on forever, and you're gonna be able to play 1-mana cards that have spell damage +2, and then if it already has spell damage +1, like yeah, it's actually kind of crazy the more you think about it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It is cool.
It's a really cool effect.
So
and it's a 5-mana 5/5, so you don't sacrifice tempo to get it out either. You know, like not much. Like I mean, given like we wouldn't really play a 5-mana 5/5, but that's not like a bad body to be attached to that effect, especially for spell damage +2. A 5-mana 5/5 +2 is actually really good. Spell damage +2.
Well, normally the premium for spell damage +2. I mean, I remember the days where we play a 4-mana 2/2 spell power +2. That's the price we paid in Freeze Mage for +2 spell power, was playing a 4/4. Or
Yeah.
paying 4 mana
Yeah.
for a 2/2. So now we pay 1 more mana and we get 3 more in stats, and the effect could possibly persist forever. I mean, that's nuts.
No, it's gotta be good.
Yeah, then we have
Halfling
Koldara Drake is coming back as a 6/7. I believe it was 6/6 last time.
Yep.
Yeah. And like this card's all right. I mean, you have it coming back with Fallen Hero, which is a combo, but that really saw too much play unless you could reduce your hero power some way, or unless you could reduce your hero power. So
There was the combo with Domu. You get the rag hero power and you just go to town.
okay, yeah, that's true. So I mean,
It was a high roll deck, super fringe, but it was there.
if we see more hero power synergy, that could be a thing, but probably not. But Flame Strike though. Flame Strike, 5 damage.
5.
Instead of 4 damage. This is a card that's been around forever. And now it's actually an epic as well, which is kind of cool.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Good catch.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, 5 damage. That makes a pretty big difference. There are a lot of times where I find where my opponent does have a board of 5 health minions, and Flame Strike would not do the job, like especially coming off of like Zephyrus. So I know Zephyrus is not going to be in the game anymore, but this card is really not. It actually looks good to just run in your deck.
It's gonna make like big spell mage possible, like potentially if they have support cards like that too. You know, like if they were like cards that are like play a spell from your deck, like think like find a like cards like Tortilla and Pilgrim become stronger with cards like Flame Strike.
Yeah.
So to like any of the old school big spell cards, and you could use a board wipe like that to make like a control, like a classic control mage actually work, and that's pretty sweet. I like it. What a cool buff.
Babbling Book is coming back. Paveling Book.
Yeah, I mean, just to note, we only got 13 minutes left.
Yeah, that's. I'm just like going here. Shooting Star is coming back.
Arcanologist.
A lot of cards for Mage actually.
Shooting Star was thick. Once people realized it was good.
Yeah, it'll be good, especially with the spell damage now as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Lab Recruiter.
Very.
So
it's
crazy.
a 1 mana possibly kill 3 minions, and it doesn't need like vision. So like if Stealth Rogue is a thing, Shooting Star will be like a huge tech against rogues. Snap Freeze is very cool. So.
Yeah, you got Ethereal Conjurer coming back as well. Actually, a lot of cards for Mage. And Ethereal Conjurer coming back with 1 extra health, so now it's a 6/4, which actually makes it a really solid card, I feel. Don't know if it's still good enough to run, but it is solid.
Yeah.
A lot of good things for Mage, actually. I don't know. People were saying that Mage didn't really like Mage. People were saying that Mage wasn't in a good spot because they did lose a lot of cards like Sorcerer's Apprentice, Frostbolt, Pyroblast, stuff like that, Frost Nova. But I mean, they actually got like a lot of good stuff, I feel. So
the spell damage stuff is tempo when you use it correctly, and you still have cram studies and stuff too to keep like a crazy draw package with all of the spell damage too. So should be cool.
Should be obnoxious. All
Do
right.
they have Front to Power still? Last
Font of Power, they should, yes. I think, I don't know what set that's from. But.
No, that's from the Spell Mage set. So I think that might be. Is that Ashes?
You trying to? You think about Spell Mage? No Minion Mage? Warshack?
No Minion Mage.
Yeah. I just
Ashes
these
got
are
one.
just
Yeah,
good
that's
new
what it was.
minions.
So it's still in.
All right, cool.
Yeah, not sure. But we got Paladin. They get a new secret. It's very cool. And they got a bunch of new stuff here, actually. Yeah, new secret actually seems pretty dang good. Not gonna lie. They do get Pursuit of Justice, new card there. Pretty interesting.
+1 attack to silver. All right, Silverhand recruits you summon this game. Meaning like that whole mid-range package of Paladin with the dude Paladin could be coming back, because this past expansion we got a ton of it. And if they're bringing back stuff like Pursuit of Justice, they're bringing stuff back Avenge, Warhorse Trainer, all of this, Stand Against Darkness, all of these cards synergize with that new Pursuit of Justice, and the new Paladin Legendary, the 5-mana 5/5. Your dudes get Divine Shield. And I don't know if you guys played against that deck, but once they play that and they summon like 3 1/1s with Divine Shield and Taunt, it's pretty intense because they just start buffing them up. It's hard to deal with. Like, it's surprisingly strong.
Yeah, so, like I think this is one of the archetypes that like people are going to be excited about, but then once it's actually a thing, they're going to not like it at all.
They're not going to be happy. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize how powerful old Quartermaster Paladin used to be. Or how Odd Paladin used to be. Like how strong summoning 1/1s are every turn. If you don't deal with them, you die. So, yeah, a lot of players don't realize the dudes
Righteous
are not
Protector
exactly
is also insane.
different.
They're getting like the best 1-drop ever for Paladin coming back.
Yeah, very much so.
Yep.
Just starts the curve going out perfectly because it's so hard to remove that from the opposing perspective on turn 1, especially if you're trying to remove their minion and develop tempo on turn 1. It's like impossible. You can't get rid of a Divine Shield Taunt on turn 1 usually.
Yeah, a lot of things coming back and being changed for Paladin. You got Holy Light being changed to 8 health restored now instead of 6. Pretty big. That's a really good heal card.
30 your health for 2 mana.
Then you got Equality is going to be 3 mana now. Which I mean, that's still good. It's like actually like maybe playable now ish. Well, actually, Pyromancer's gone, so never mind.
Because if you do it with 2, it's an auto include. You do it at 3, you have to think about it, right? And then 4 is unplayable.
It's actually like
3, I guess,
to think about.
Yeah, it's worthy of thought.
I think Guardian of Kings got a buff by 1 health. I'm not sure. I don't even know.
He got a buff and he got taunt.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Actually, a decent card now. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be playable.
I mean, his name is Guardian.
Yeah, now he's got a taunt. Dude, honestly, what scares me the most about the Paladin stat is the Reckoning card, because like every card that you use in like a minion based attack is gonna deal 3 damage. It's just super annoying. It just deletes a minion for 1. And it's going to be really hard to make it not delete a good minion when the prerequisite is that it does 3 damage. So you have like a board of tokens and a good minion. It only kills the good minion. It sucks. Yeah. It's going to be so hard to play around sometimes.
So Paladin, I don't know, is Desperate Measures staying or is that rotating? Do you guys know?
I have no idea.
Because if it's staying, like Paladin actually has a lot of good secrets right now. They have Reckoning, they get Avenge back, which has been historically like one of the best secrets ever.
Yes, Avenge is amazing.
Yes.
And Desperate Measures is dipping.
It's dipping? All right, because secrets in Paladin are looking really good. Because they do lose. Paladin is losing Eye for an Eye, Redemption, and Repentance, which are not really the most used secrets there. And
Redemption's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. But like having this pool of secrets along with
they're all
my Yogg, like they're actually like good. And like you can make like a tempo kind of Paladin deck, especially with like you got the Righteous Protector, you got the Archer Protector getting a buff as well. You can make a tempo secret kind of Paladin or something, and it actually looks kind of decent. I mean, of course we don't know what the new cards are, but yeah.
Yeah, Wandmaker's only going to give you like practically always a tempo-centric secret every time you play it. You're always going to get Reckoning, Avenge, or Noble Sacrifice. Usually. Out of this core set.
Yeah, Paladin. I saw somebody typing in a chat before.
Or Oh My Yogg.
Like Paladin is losing like a lot of 1-cost, like lower stuff that you don't really want to get out of like a snack run also. Yeah, so these are actually pretty big changes for Paladin.
Yeah, Paladin had a lot of junk in the trunk. Like they had a lot of shit cards. Yep. So now they've kind of skimmed the fat, and now
they made it
they're
tempo.
Looking pretty competitive.
It's solid. Yeah. Like it's all just like stuff you want in your deck. Like you could probably just run like pure Paladin's gonna be insane.
Oh, don't say that. Stop. Remove the priest.
Like look at how much better the cards are. Like
oh. No, pure Paladin, stop it.
Yeah, Warhorse Trainer also, just before we go on to the next class, just want to mention that's coming back as well. I think that was rotated out.
He's buffed too.
And now he's
3
buffed.
attacks.
Yes.
He used to have 2.
So really good.
That's insane. He's nuts.
We do have to move along. We still have a few classes
We've got
left.
5 minutes for 3, 4, 5, and neutrals. We may have to pick this up next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just cover Priest. We'll end it there. We'll pick it up next week.
All right. So Priest, they got a new guy, Crimson Clergy, who he's from the Scarlet Monastery in World of Warcraft. Just saying. Thank you.
One of my favorite dungeons.
I like it too a lot. Yep.
This card's gonna be annoying as fuck. It's like you play it on turn 1, and then if your opponent like has a minion, you're like, I don't know if I want to play that minion because then they can slap it and then heal it, and then they have a 2/3, and that trades into all my other stuff, and then they can keep doing that. Like it's super annoying against like aggro decks for them to play Crimson Clergy. So that card's good. Like it's definitely gonna make the early game really slow down against Priest.
I mean, it's good, but like it's not so good. Like Priest, when I first saw this card, I was thinking that Priest was still gonna have Circle of Healing, so there's gonna be some nutty things with that. But they don't have Circle of Healing anymore. They're losing that one. So I mean, there's not so much that you could heal your friendly. I mean, you definitely. I guess it's just a 1-mana 2/3 on turn 2, like automatically if you want it. But like nowadays in Hearthstone, that's not even like so good. It's good, but like you can't really abuse it. I don't think. But
I can't stop laughing. Someone in chat called him Canadian Clergy, and it does.
Yeah,
he's wearing a hockey jersey or something.
He's got the Canada
like
tabard on.
I love it.
You got.
I don't know
some,
if Shadowform's good.
A lot of new cards here.
I see some Silence Priest card here. Focus Will.
Yeah, so I mean, you do have Focus Will here, which is gonna silence a minion, and then there is the old 4/8 guy, the Razor Leaf guy, I believe, that's coming back.
Why do people keep talking about that? That combo is not going to be the nuts.
Yeah, thank you. Priest loses Inner Fire with this, so like, yeah, you could have a 4/11 if you have that 2-card combo, but like.
Is everyone trolling? No one thinks that's really good, right? Like, I keep thinking
it's
people
just the
are
players
joking.
from back when. It's just the players who played with Divine Spirit Inner Fire, and like turn 3 they had a 24/24. That's it won't be like that.
Yeah,
but that's basically what they're relating it to. It's like back when that was the thing. For those who played, you remember the 24/24 plan coming to eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and your girlfriend.
Oof.
It's ridiculous, but yeah, I know what you mean. But Inner Fire's gone, so that dream is dead. So,
I mean, you still have the Mad Scientist, right, to swap the attack and health. So I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, some really good cards though for Priest. Like that's still just like it's actually just like a silence as well. If you want to use it to silence your opponent's minion, it could be pretty flexible in that regard.
Buff it and silence it for 1. Great deal.
Yeah, I mean,
thank you, Draco.
hey, it's if you don't want to use it on your minion, there. I mean, is Sethic staying? Is Sethic value staying?
Yeah, I think Sethic is Skullomance, right?
So, I mean, hey, that's a combo with it. Not on Sethic, but whatever. It's a pretty good card, I think.
He's Ashes, so he's in the game. Yeah.
You got Discover a spell from your deck, Thrive in the Shadows. That's kind of like the other card.
Winemaker got worse because Focus Will comes out of it for Priest. Think about that.
Thank God.
This could be a decent card still to get off of that.
And Flash Heal. It's not the greatest, but it's something. Like Flash Heal is what you should basically get off Wandmaker, and Focus Will, not Renew.
Flash Heal's a good card. Love that card.
Yeah, Light Spawn, 3 mana. That's pretty notable.
Light Spawn, 3 mana, and that the card has always been like pretty decent at 4, right? So like if you get a
3 mana 4/3 is crazy with Rally, right? Like you can make that the 3-drop that just keeps coming back, and it does 3 damage to the enemy hero every time it dies.
Mm-hmm.
So that was crazy.
Interesting little combo. There used to be another 3 mana 4/3 shadow like him, and at Death Rattle you'd get a card from your opponent's deck, and I always thought that card was very, very fun and like old Thief Priest. So
I mean,
Weird
this is
that they would.
completely different, but
Yeah. It's just there was like you know what I mean. Like they had Shadow before. Now he does damage instead of value, which is just weird.
dude, Shadow Priest is gonna be OP. You got Shadow form now, and you have this Shadowed Spirit. That's insane.
Hey,
That's
D-Money, don't forget to ready up.
damage. Yeah, I checked in. I actually have. They're seeding it right now, so I might get a buy, and I might be able to wait a little bit. But, yeah, we're almost done with this priest class here, and then we'll probably wrap it up, boys.
It's funny they kept Temple Enforcer because no one ever wanted that card. No one plays that card. No one enjoys that card other than Zephyrs.
I'm fine with them keeping this as long as Zephyrs is gone. All right.
Why did that stay? Did no one ask for
card.
Temple Enforcer?
Why do you think he always suggests
There's
it?
no reason. There's no reason for that card.
Shadow form got nerfed. You can't upgrade it. Do we know that for sure?
It confirmed it.
Anything like
if
that.
you use the other one, it does refresh the power. So if you
okay.
use two of them in the same turn, you get to use your hero power twice for a lot of mana. So, yeah. I think it's a missed opportunity.
Well, they made it 2 mana, which is
Cheaper.
quite. Yeah, I mean, if you think of like, for example, Thoughtsteal. At 3 mana, the card saw play, not really though. At 2 mana, Thoughtsteal was a steal, right? Everybody was playing it, and it was a very powerful card because it's just that one turn matters so much. Now we have Shadow Form, which has the ability to hit minions for 2 damage, and for like a shadow, like a value Shadow Priest. I mean, if they had this at 2 mana and it could double up and deal 3, I feel like that would just get out of hand. It would feel so bad to play against a Shadow Priest if you're in like a control matchup. They go Shadow Form, you lose.
Yeah.
Like in the control matchup. Like you just can't. You literally cannot deal with that. So I am kind of happy that it was. If they're gonna reduce it to 2, let's not make it do 3 damage if they have 2 of them. For the safety of control matchups.
Also, by the way, so my opponent, I do have to wait for the first match to end because I got to buy, so I do have a little more time.
Do you want to do another section?
Yeah, we can.
Sure.
D-Money wants to.
I just want to talk about like the notable cards that are leaving Priest, which is they are losing Thoughtsteal, they're losing Shadow Madness, Shadow Word Pain, which hasn't really seen play recently, but still a decent card. Mass Dispel. So they're losing some decent stuff there, and they're also just gaining a lot of good stuff here. So I don't know. I think Priest. People have been saying Priest got shafted, but I still like what they have. I really like everything in this core set, bro. Except for something in Rogue.
Shadow Step. Spoiler. We thought this card was going. Like, honestly, all of us did.
Yes. If you'd have told me Shadow Step was staying, I would have said that's a joke.
Yeah.
That's funny. Nice joke.
It's scary, man. But hey, maybe it won't be a problem. Maybe I'm worrying for nothing. Maybe we're all worrying for nothing.
We have 3 0 mana cards.
Yeah, it's fine. don't mention it.
What do you mean it's fine? It's not fine.
It's all
There's
part of the
nothing
plan.
fine about this. It's not. No, there's no plan.
Don't worry, Eviscerate's gone. Don't worry.
Okay. I feel
that is a little bit better, honestly. But I also don't like how they got rid of Eviscerate because it's like it is like the most iconic rogue card out of all of them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, but
And
at the same time.
Yeah, I mean they got rid of Eviscerate, but Sinister Strike is still staying. I don't know. Like I
World
feel like
Kick's gone.
there's still gonna be a Smork rogue deck. And I'm not gonna like it, but like you're still gonna have the pen flingers calling you a loser every 2 seconds. And, yeah. But we have Vanessa Van Cleef, Edwin's long lost cousin.
Really cool card.
Yeah, I think this card is really good. I think we went over this last week, actually.
We went over this in great detail.
Card's really good. Next, Patient Assassin is coming back as a 1/2 instead of a 1/1, I believe. Is it playable? Nah.
I think it being like randomly generated is pretty good, and it's actually just like it's just a really annoying card. Like I don't know if it'll actually be played in Rogue because again, like what archetype is it? Like they would just play like Sap instead or something like that. But like this being brought out by something or created by something is just really annoying to play around because of stealth.
Yeah, could be good. Could be all right. We got Assassin's Blade being changed to a 2/5. I mean, it's all right, I guess. There's always going to be
I
weapon
mean, it's a lot of
removals,
damage
so-
with deadly poison.
Yeah, it is. That's true.
It's not sharp. It's not as good as self-sharpening sword though, right?
Probably not.
It's cost 1 more mana and it's capped
Yeah.
at 2
I don't
for
think so.
1 extra
Yeah.
durability.
It's still good though. It's definitely not bad.
No, it's not bad, but I don't think it'll see play while sharpening sword is in the same game. You know?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Sprint at 6 mana now, which is irrelevant because of Secret Passage, but it's a thing.
Yep.
There you go. Bladed Cultist coming back.
I think that's kind of a big deal because of combo rogue.
Yeah.
It's just another 1 mana, just keep playing stuff card.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like there's still gonna be aggro rogue probably. I mean, looking at these cards that they're keeping, it still seems like aggro rogue is still it would be decent with the current card pool. And I'm assuming they'll probably get something else that's pretty aggressive. So yeah, I mean it's just a good body. A 2/3 for 1 mana seems good. And like you could Foxy Fraud into it as well, which isn't the best thing, but like it's still pretty good. A 2 mana for a 3/2 and a 2/3 is actually pretty dang strong.
Yeah, very much so.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I don't like that they brought Swash and Babbling Book back. Like, I really don't like those kind of cards. 1 mana, 1/1, you just get something random. Like, how, like, it's going to get played in most rogue decks. Like, there's no reason not to play this card, most
It's
cases. And when it was around, people did not like the Babbling Book or Swashbuckler. They were like, people asked for them to get changed or to be rotated, or when they rotated, we were very happy. So it's strange that they would come back for a core set, given how much people dislike them, including me.
I think Babbling Book was hated more. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, because both
Well,
of them
it's-
just put something in your card's hand off of the first turn that you can't predict immediately.
Yes.
I mean, I think
you see it
Babbling
so
Book is
much.
probably hated more because maybe mage spells are just better on average than like a random card.
Well, yeah, you have
probably.
like arcane missiles, right? Which is like
Well, that's
impactful
rotating
but not
out.
super. And then you had
But,
like
yeah.
Pyroblast.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just giving examples
yeah.
like the variance between like the huge swing. Like, yeah, I hit missiles. Okay, I suck. Okay, I hit Pyroblast. I guess I win, depending on the situation. So it's just like for 1 mana, I don't know. It's just I remember people not liking this card, and it's just weird that they.
I mean, I
is what they
personally
brought
like
back.
it. I like the thief rogue kind of archetype, even though it's like super random RNG based, whatever.
It's
Probably, yeah, it's just very fun to play. So like if thief rogue is a thing, I would like it, and I actually I've loved Swashbuckler over the years. The only time I don't like Swashbuckler is when it's in like an aggressive pirate deck. But I mean, South Sea deckhands rotating out, and it doesn't look like there should be too much pirate synergy. I think there was a new pirate that was added, but
Yeah, in the neutral set, there's a good one. It's like
Yeah.
if you have a weapon, do 2 damage.
yeah, something like that.
It's a good rogue card.
Plague Scientist, everybody's favorite card. It's back. I think it's the same
Yeah,
this
stats.
even
card is-
played?
Was it played? Is that your question?
Yeah. I don't recall. I mean, I remember seeing it sometimes, but I don't think it was ever like actually like played
I
in the
don't-
deck.
Think so. I mean, the card is like, it's decent. It's always been like decent, but I don't think it's ever found a spot in a deck.
Yeah.
Because like if you're playing a lot of small things, it's pretty good to give one of them poisonous, take down a big taunt, something like that.
Pyromancer rotated, right?
It did, yes.
I don't think Plague Sign. That card would have been cool with it, but I don't think that even saw play.
5 mana clear board. nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be one of those cards probably that's good when you get it randomly. It might be like meta dependent
Oh.
if there's a lot
What
of
about
big
that
taunts.
what about that new neutral blade guy? You play him and then put this on him, and then his ability does frenzy.
Oh wow,
Oh,
the
So
That's
seven
Samuro
mana,
guy.
7 mana, and you completely clear your opponent's board.
that's pretty good. That's a good combo.
That's actually a very good combo. I'm excited to see you play with it. Yeah, because I don't know if I'll have the balls to try it out. But I
Yeah,
like
he
it.
hits
Why not?
whatever he wants to hit, and then that dies, and then the rest of the entire only the enemy board gets wiped.
Yeah,
That's great.
it's a one sideboard wipe for 7 mana, which Rogue doesn't. That's like so in the past normally like you have classes that don't have access to certain utilities. Like right now, Druid doesn't have access to like board clears, right? That's like one of their weaknesses. And Rogue's it doesn't have field clear. It has single target removal up the yin yang, but it doesn't have field clear. So giving classes that normally don't have access to stuff sometimes makes them, propels them a couple spots up the tier list. But we'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean that card is already good. The Samuro guy, he's already good with like Nitro
That card's
Boost,
nuts.
Nitro Boost
That card is
Poison,
just
Cold
nuts.
Blood.
Actually, yeah, he probably just goes in Rogue. He's pretty good, and
Yeah.
he gives them a clear because you can use a lot of cards on him. Like he corrupts Nitro Boost. Then if you play it on him, it gives him +2 attacks. Then you do a 3. You do like a little Hellfire on your opponent's side of the board. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Which
yeah,
is probably good enough, to be honest.
Plague Scientist just got a lot better in my mind now. Yeah. Then you got
Tomb
4
Pillager.
mana Assassinate.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, yeah. 4 mana Assassinate. That's like that's good. Sure.
Not main deckable, I think. Really?
Probably not.
Would you main deck this?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Tomb Pillager though, solid, very
Main deck,
solid
yes.
card.
Yes.
Always been a solid card.
The card's nuts. It was definitely one of the cards you'd see the most of in Oil Rogue back in the day. It may not seem like a 4 mana 5/4. Just giving a coin is that important, but Rogue really, really benefits off having extra mana. As like if you start on like you have coin and start like right now, you know how insane those turns can get in the early game. So just being able to use that to your advantage and adding free combo stuff is nice. Plus statted very heavily.
Yeah.
Tomb
And
Pillager good.
Auctioneer stayed. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Not really thrilled about it, but at least Sorcerer's Apprentice is gone, so that kills the Mozaki combo, which is nice. Doesn't make it as scary, but I know some people are going to find a way to abuse Auctioneer. They always do.
naturally. But we can end it there if
yeah.
you want, because I know you have to go to a game soon.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still waiting for their match. It still says 0-0, but they might have just not reported yet. Yeah,
This is a
I
good
mean
spot.
we're at like an hour anyway on the podcast. So we're gonna end it off here, guys. And we will resume talking about the stuff. There's a lot of new stuff to talk about. We did
So
just get
much.
the Shaman, yeah. But we'll start with Shaman next week, and maybe we'll have even more news about the core set and the new expansion.
Yeah. You have a great day, D-Money. Good luck in your qualifiers. And I hope you feel better, Warshack.
Yeah, me too. I don't like headaches. And good luck, D-Money. Along with what Draco said. You'll kill it. Hopefully you knock it out of the park. And Draco, have a wonderful day, whatever you're doing today as well. And
Sounds
chat,
good.
as
He's
always,
getting another tattoo.
have
I
a
think.
fantastic job.
No. Peace.
Wait, before you go, I just wanted to mention that like we haven't heard a specific date yet for the new expansion, but the pre-order for the new expansion is out, and it ends on the 22nd of March, I believe. So people are speculating that it should be coming out around
Is that a Tuesday?
like
22nd's a Monday. So it's probably ending. It's probably coming out the 23rd then.
yeah, it could be. That's what
Because
people
that's
are
a
saying. Yep.
Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah, 23rd looks to be a good day for the expansion to come out.
And they did say
No,
that
that's
when
weird though.
Why?
Because
on
normally
April?
the expansion, like the pre-orders work up until the expansion date. Just so like even if
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like it's
Mhm.
up like literally up until the minute it releases, you can pre-order. So it'd be weird that they would end it a day early. I don't know. Weird. They've never done that.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It could be, it should be one of those 2 days, but we just
Yeah.
don't know yet. But like that's
Sure.
not even too far away, so it's actually very exciting that we're gonna get the core set and we're gonna get this new expansion, with the huge rotation and everything all at once and like pretty soon. Very cool.
Yeah,
and
3 weeks.
Yeah, and also one last thing is that they did hint on Twitter at a possible patch before the Masters tournament, Ironforge, which is coming up in like a week or so. So we might see some cards changed before we see this whole other change coming, which would
And
be
we will
very
cover
nice.
it here.
We will. So if it happens within the next week, then we'll talk about it next podcast, and that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
But that is all. Yeah.
I would
Good
love
luck,
a
man.
2-week
See you
pocket
later.
meta.
Yes. Who wouldn't? Yeah. Have a great guy. Have a great day, guys.
Have a great guy.
All right.
Thanks for having me, D.
I need my
See you
coffee,
later,
bro.
Pat.
Jeez.
All right, later, guys.
Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace out.